Hey there, and happy Halloween. Since it's Halloween, I thought we could talk a little bit about our brains. A lot of what I've learned in coaching has really been around the science of our brain. So before I get started, though, I wanted to say welcome and that I'm glad you're here. And if it's your first time to one of my videos, let me introduce myself. I'm Val. I'm a mom, I'm a corporate leader, cancer survivor, and a certified life and leadership coach. And I just love and have a passion for helping career driven women get unstuck and really achieve their goals, whether those are at work or at home. So excited to be with you today and to be talking a little bit about our brains. So, our brains. In simplified terms, I'm going to say you have two parts of your brain. We have our prefrontal cortex, which is really the part of our brain that's making all of our dreams come true. It can decide ahead of time. This part of our brain can create goals, it envisions dreams, and it can really come up with the plans that we want to make. It's where where our humanness resides. It's the most evolved part of our brain and where our executive function occurs. So that's your prefrontal cortex. It's where we make conscious decisions. The prefrontal cortex uses a lot of energy, though, to do all those great things. And it's only going to be recruited by your brain. Your brain in totality is only going to recruit that prefrontal cortex for big jobs where we want to put in a lot of effort. The other part of our brain then is the cerebellum. It's your automatic, your unconsciousness that's efficient and already programmed. It's the one that's coming up with your reactions, your solutions, the very quick without much energy involved. It's whether it's breathing or brushing our teeth, all those things. It's the part of our brain that likes to be efficient. It's the part of our brain that wants to expend as little energy as possible. And it defaults to the pre-programmed brain whenever it can to get that to be efficient. So because the brain likes to be efficient, because it likes familiar and comfortable, we have developed an attachment to the familiar in order to survive. This brain isn't motivated to go in and reevaluate things and do things differently or more efficiently. You have to direct your prefrontal to do that evaluation on purpose to expend that additional energy and effort. Many of us have neural pathways of desire that are in our brains, and we think that those neural pathways are part of our personality, just who we are. But in fact, those are things that we've learned to like something, or maybe we've learned to not like something, and we've created that pathway, that groove in our brain that makes it automatic. Think about an automatic pathways that you've created that aren't serving you. Some are really good. I think it's a good pathway to just automatically brush our teeth in the morning. But maybe we also have some that we've created that aren't serving us as well, whether that's, common ones, overeating or snacking at a certain time or day, whether you're hungry or not, or maybe even over drinking. You get into a habit of having that glass of wine every night after a hard day. A thought error is a neural pathway that's running in our brain that we haven't looked at or decided whether it's a neural pathway we want to keep or not. So we have a lot of these that are running in our life, especially if you're at my age where you've created a number of these, that they're happening right now. And some are serving us, some aren't. The ones that aren't serving us, those are the ones that I call a thought error, and ones that we haven't decided to do anything with. I found that when I was overeating, I had a neural pathway that was telling me I deserved, and just fill in the blank. So for whatever reason, I was feeling justified in my decision to overeat or to overdrink. And so, I deserve this glass of wine because I had a hard day and I gave a lot today at work, or I deserve, this extra second serving, or this extra piece of sugary, whatever it is, because I was super good with my diet before, or, again, fill in that blank. But I had created this pathway in my mind of I deserve these things, and I was justifying them. I learned that the old neural pathways, though, can be replaced with new desires for something else, but it requires time, it requires attention, and it requires repetition. So I'm telling you, you can do it. It just takes practice and effort. We can't rely on ourselves in the future to do what you're planning without using that prefrontal brain, bringing that into planning mode. So the decision has to be made ahead of time, and it has to be non-negotiable once you get there. So kind of how I started to create these new neural pathways. A great example is I planned out this video to record this video today. I did that plan using my prefrontal brain. When the time came this morning for me to record this, and I saw it on my calendar, my cerebellum brain was like, you know what? It'd be a lot easier not to do that. Why don't you just sit and drink the rest of your coffee? And you can do that another time. You can just do that later. But I had planned ahead of time. I had made the decision ahead of time. And I knew that it was my efficient brain. It was my less evolved brain trying to save me the effort of doing this video today. But I had to say, you know what? Nope, we've planned this. I had to put aside what it was telling me. And as you can see, I'm here recording this video anyway. So I was anticipating that happening so that I could overrule what was going to happen in the moment by using my prefrontal cortex. You can see that when you use your highest executive prefrontal to design your life and to make the plans and to make the decisions, instead of letting the lesser evolved decide for you in the moment, you can live a much more intentional and purposeful life, and you can really accomplish what you truly want to accomplish because you're using that prefrontal cortex. It might seem like it takes more effort, but think about it. It's really the opposite. If I wouldn't have recorded this video right now, I would have not only not got done what I planned, but I would have spent the rest of the day thinking, oh, I didn't do what I said I was going to do. And when am I going to do it? And so all of a sudden, I actually spend more effort because I didn't do what my prefrontal cortex had decided to do. So it's kind of interesting how we think it's saving us and making us more efficient in the moment, but in reality, it's not. The easiest way to live is to plan, to do what you plan, and then repeat. And it actually gets you more time, it gets you more enjoyment, and helps you accomplish all those things that you want to accomplish. So that's a little idea into how our brains kind of set up, how our brain works. Now that you know how your brain works, I would offer to you that you can start to control and change how you use it. So try it out. Think about how your brain's working. Let me know how it goes. And I just want to say thanks for joining me. Again, I hope you have a great Halloween season. And I hope you've learned a little something about your brain today, and why you do or maybe don't do things from time to time. Be well, everyone. Take care.